আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি আসছি শুধু, অন্য কেউ আসছে না। এখন রেকর্ডিং দিয়ে দিচ্ছেন? ওনারা আসলে পরে রেকর্ডিং দিন।
We are two only. Patricia already has joined. Today I have the microphone.
Hi,
Welcome
Matma.
to-
Hi, how
Hello.
are you?
Welcome.
Hi.
Happy to see you. Good evening from
Yes.
Bangladesh.
Welcome from Bangladesh.
From Argentina. I'm from Argentina. Where are you from, Natmol?
Nazmul from Bangladesh. Just from Bangladesh.
I'm from Bangladesh.
Good. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. I'm admin of World Educator Community in Bangladesh. We are me and Mr. Salam to organize World Educator Community. And I
Good.
also support Mamta's Ruxana, all time support her. She will. I also take part in many webinar you to English and many webinar.
Good. Congratulations. You are working very hard.
Thank you.
Good morning, Wally. No, for you it is good evening. For me it is good
Good
morning.
evening in Bangladesh and
Yeah.
Argentina. Good morning.
Good morning. Here, yes, it is almost 10:30 in Argentina.
Wale, just say something about our program. Hello, Wale, sir, can you hear to me?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, ma'am?
Fine.
Evening.
And she is Patricia Arbona, professor from Argentina.
Ji. Yes. Thank
Where
you.
She's member of my global family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Where are you, Wally, from?
I'm from Dhaka. Last week, I was in a railway station in my school area.
From Bangladesh.
From Bangladesh, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Ji. Yes.
Good. You teachers in Bangladesh are very hard workers. I have noticed that. You are trying to transform education at all costs,
Yes.
and that's great.
Yes.
Here in Argentina, I'm doing the same because it's difficult to change minds.
Mr. Oli, he's head teacher. School head teacher.
Good. You're a head teacher, so you have a great
Yes.
responsibility then. Well, when you
Yes.
are an innovative teacher and you are a head of a school, this is very important because you can make your teachers change their minds because you are responsible for that. And in this way, you are improving the quality of education in your own institution. And that's great because sometimes we have head teachers who are rather traditional. So they try to avoid any type of change because they are comfortable in the way they are. So it is great to have head teachers like you because you are encouraging new tendencies in education.
Yes.
That's great.
Thanks all. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Oli Ajat, she is very expert and innovative teacher. This is from Dhaka division in Gazipur district. Lives in Dhaka, but his school is in Gazipur district. Always to traveling to come and go his school.
It's in another city.
Very active.
Good.
Yes.
Right. Wow.
Journey by train.
Momeri then. Momeri.
40 kilometers. 40 kilometers.
Sagarika has joined. Good evening, Sagarika.
Good evening. How are you all?
Hi, Sagarika. Nice to see you.
Hello. Yes. Happy to see you all too.
Hello, Sagarika ma'am. How are you? We are fine. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good to see all of you.
Good to see you. And
Yes, good to
looking
see all of you.
smart and beautiful. Patricia also.
Thank you.
Everyone's looking nice. Good to see all of you all.
Laila already. Laila
Ma'am,
has
background is
joined.
very good. Blur background,
Yeah.
very to look nice, Mr. Dr. Sagarika. She's
Yeah.
very excellent. Not only English, but also she is expert in Bengali. I see. I saw sometime in Bangladesh, Mr. Talukdar sir and she Neha to arrange varieties Bengali language, how to
Yeah,
work
that is
our
my
brain.
mother tongue. That is my mother tongue.
Yeah, good.
Ah,
Thank
it's your
you.
mother tongue. Okay. You
Yeah,
also speak
Bengali is my
Indian.
mother tongue.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Bengali,
Okay.
Bengali. In
Yes,
Bengali in Bangladesh, we are always speak in Bengali, but to speaking with other, we learn English. And I also speak some Arabic.
Good.
1 month I
Okay.
have training Arabic language to communicate in Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and other Islamic countries, Morocco, Algeria, and other countries. The teacher also speak in Arabic. I say in Arabic, Assalamu alaikum. Ma ismu kaifa haluka? Kaifa haluka in English. How are you? Kaifa haluka?
How are you? Haluka.
And good morning, sabahal khair. Good evening, sabahan nur. Masahan nur. Welcome. We can welcome. Shukran. Shukran. Shukran.
Marhaba.
Welcome.
Marhaba. Marhaba.
Hello, Leila.
इसमें शफिक इसमें ओलियाजाद इसमें एरकम like this.
Shukran. Shukran.
Okay.
Ma'am, Sagarika ma'am, I invite to visit in Bangladesh to longest sea beach in the world, longest Cox's Bazar, and other also you can see
Sure.
our local area, to
Sure.
our school, visit our school, and I wish you will come our country and go. Me and some teacher decided to in our vacation we will visit India, some school and traveling area. There's every year many visitor came to here to visit your country. We'll decided in Bangladesh, Lalmonirhat district, we cross the border and enter the India, and we visit India. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Okay. Shall we start now?
Hi,
Yeah, let's
Laila.
Yeah, I think Leila is not there.
Hello everyone. Hello Sagarika ma'am. Hello
Hello,
Patricia
love you
ma'am. All are fine, I think. I just joined only because sorry for that. Right.
Today is the festival day for us here.
Danderes, right? It is a very important festival, right? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, ma'am, I have to go to must go to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I will open my video and speak with all everybody. Okay, thank you.
Patricia, can I start the program?
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Today we will talk about a student agency. 21st century education promotes student agency. New tendencies in education focus on active methodologies, which have a student-centered approach. These methodologies promote student agency because they give autonomy to students and also provide them with strategies that they will use throughout their lives. Student agency is managing your own learning. That is to say, it is acting rather than being acted upon. It is shaping rather than being shaped. It is making decisions rather than accepting decisions determined by others. So, and this is very important because now students are taught to become independent. When students become agents in their learning, they learn how to learn. And this is an invaluable skill that they will need now and in the future. This means that the students are better prepared for the ever-changing world. When students take ownership of their learning, they become active participants, and their teachers elevate their success because they provide them with skills that help them be better prepared to solve problems, for example. In education systems which promote student agency include not only evaluation and instruction, but also co-construction. Co-agency occurs when teachers and students become really involved in the process of teaching and learning. That is to say, they become creators in both processes. And co-construction or co-agency means that teachers, students, and parents are helping students to make progress towards their own shared goals. When students are agentic, this means that they are being prepared to become independent and they are empowered. This means that they become active participants, and we should remember that action is at the core of student agency. That is to say, when the students become active members in the process of learning, they learn by doing. This means that they have experiential learning. And when they have experiential learning, they are able to connect what they learn to what they live. This means that they have concrete experiences. And this is what the students need today. They do not need to be told how something may occur when a content is explained. No, they should become involved. They should become part of the process of learning so that they are active agents in the process. Teachers who encourage student agency know that learning should be fun, inspiring, and motivating. Why? Because they create a special atmosphere in which the students feel confident and they are eager to participate. And when they can participate in this way, they are actively involved in the process of learning. That's why they learn by doing. They have, as I said before, experiential learning. So this is the type of classroom that we need in order to help students develop student agency. I think that when we encourage our students to become agents in their process of learning, they are better prepared to face the challenges of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patricia, for your insightful opening remarks. Now I'm starting formally. Greetings to everyone on our program. This is a regular program of We Bangladesh chapter. Today is our 29th episode. It has been possible to come so far with the full cooperation of the teachers of our global family. Grateful to everyone from home and abroad who have been with me sincerely so far and hope to be in the future. The topics of our discussion today is students' agency for powerful learning. I have some raised questions on today's topic. I will request first of all, Sagarika, unmute your microphone. Just I have the questions to you. What is the students' agency and why is student agency important in our education?
See, I think today's topic, that is students' agency, um, I have also read it the other way, that is agents in student learning. I don't know whether I'm getting it right or whether I'm getting it wrong. Patricia, maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong. Agents in student learning, yeah.
Yeah.
Mumtaz, agents in student learning,
Yes.
or students as agents of learning.
Okay.
It's,
Well,
it
it is
can
a
be-
play on words.
it's a-
No, it's a
a
play on
tricky thing.
words. But the essence of this is how they
Tricky.
become agents in their own learning, how they manage their own learning. Today they need to do that.
Right. So how do children become agents in their own learning? Currently, the scenario is completely changed. You know, the new state of affairs where children love to learn is through social media. Initially, books, school, it was books, school all the while. There were less exposure, but due to globalization and due to digitalization, the information which is available to all the learners is far, far beyond the textbooks. And even if the knowledge of the textbook is there, that is limited knowledge, but this limited knowledge is taken by the students as agents of learning to a very different level using platforms like YouTube Short, Instagram Reels. You have your what do you say, your web series, Amazon, and you have Netflix, and all of these have now become agents of learning, and the child, being himself or herself an agent of learning, is spreading knowledge and is acquiring knowledge through all these sources of information. You know, something as simple as, for example, if I have to give you, what is a tennis ball made up of? How is a tennis ball different from a basketball? This is something that our textbooks don't give us. Textbook says that the basketball people play with a basketball, whereas a tennis ball people play with a tennis ball, and the cricketers, they play with the that the ball that the cricketers play with is, I think that it's a cork ball, you know. So different balls for different games. The golf ball is different, but the textbook doesn't really tell you at that particular age, that is, how are they different, what is their makeup. Very important. So when these children, when they go to something like, you know, YouTube Shorts or maybe YouTube videos and all, there are a lot of videos, that people post on, that is, you know, sports enthusiasts. They post videos like this on YouTube Shorts, and the child gets to know the different kinds of balls and why are they different and how are they different. Why are the weight different? The weight is very specific to the game, and the materials are very specific to the game. So a lot of, you know, cork balls are different from the golf balls are different from the tennis balls are different from the billiard balls. So I mean, can you see to which level the learning is happening at that particular stage? So if children themselves become agents of learning, then they're self-driven. They're absolutely self-driven. And if they are self-driven, and if opportunities are given to them to learn, I think online resources, there are plenty many resources that is available to a child, and of course has to be monitored as well, has to be guided. It has to be guided learning, monitored learning. But then the thing is that the child being once the child has an autonomy, as Patricia rightly said, that it brings a autonomy in learning. So the moment the child feels that I am at the receiving end, that is, I need to have my autonomy of learning, and the moment they have that particular feeling, so the sky is the limit now for them, absolute limit. Now you see in Netflix there are so many web series. Now these web series have various episodes. Now how does a supermarket work? How is the arrangement made in a supermarket? You can't put any goods at any place. There is always a thought process behind it. That is, your perishable goods come first, then your long lasting goods, then your regular utilities and the different utilities. So everything is marked very well in a supermarket. But Does the textbook tell you? And even if the textbook tells you all these things, it is very, very theoretical. It's extremely theoretical, wherein the child, through visual learning through visualization is much more than reading. So that visual effect of a series on maybe some social network or through web series or something, the impact is so much that visual learning is there, plus there is audio attached to it, plus it is a real life learning, very much real life learning. And we also need to understand the child sitting at any part of the world. The child could be in the remotest of place, but is exposed to all the first world countries. The child could be in a third world country, but is exposed to all the actions taken place in a first world country. Can you see the beauty of this? If the child really feels that I myself am the agent of my own learning, and I can really use platforms, social network platforms to learn. So I think the plethora is huge. And this information, the child gets information. The child also learns to become a very good communicator, and at the same time the child actually knows, because see, textbooks get edited every 5 years or 6 years. You can't edit a textbook every year. It is a lot of budget to edit textbooks, but then information online is it's updated every day. Every day there is updation. So can you see that in real time the child is learning? So that's the beauty, that if the child understands that he or her himself is the agent of learning, can actually focus, and there is lots that they can achieve through while using different agents of learning at the same time. So it is both ways.
That's great.
All.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you have said about books, normally they give instruction.
Yeah.
What we need today is to make the student think. It's not just instruction.
Yeah, it's not just instruction. Exactly. It's not making the child curious.
That's
the
it.
curiosity has to be there, it has to hit in. It just has to hit in. So this curiosity is something that these textbooks that they lack. So, but when you expose them to things like this that is available on Netflix, Amazon, all these places, YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, so the learning is faster, very fast. It's fast, and it's also very appealing to all the senses of the learner, appealing to all the senses. So that
multiple
is also,
learning.
Yeah. So experiential learning, you have an experience and you're building on it using all of this. And no knowledge is passe. Absolutely.
Of course not. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Sagarika,
I completely agree
for
with you.
your elaborate and insightful discussions. I 100% agree with your insightful discussions. Just I have a pity questions. I have a pity another questions to you, Sagarika. In which and why should we give to the student agency? In which
I didn't get you, sorry.
Why should we give to the student agency?
Why should we give in to the student agency?
Agency.
In which case, and why should we give to the student agency?
See, in which case, there is no case, absolutely. Learning, see the children, if a child, say suppose a child is sitting in Bangladesh, and if both the parents speak only Bengali and don't speak English, I'm just giving you a very local example, okay? Now, a child from local, how do you take the child global? If you want the child to learn a UK accent in English, okay, or you want your child to learn a US accent in English, because every parent wants the child to be a global citizen, and whereas the parents are very localized. So the best way that you can expose the child is, see, you put your rhyme in your YouTube and let the child start learning the rhyme in YouTube. Automatically you see that the child starts getting that particular accent, the UK accent or the US accent, sitting in one of the remote villages over there. So there is no age. There's absolutely no age. Learning starts from day one. Learning absolutely starts from day one. ABCD, ABCD is happening through all of this, because the child doesn't go to school. As soon as the child is born, the child doesn't really go to school. But when the child has to keep quiet, don't you start some song or music So that is also learning. That starting a song or a music is also learning. So the agents of learning, a child shouldn't be exposed to any, there's no particular age to go and learn from any other agent of learning. But of course, we have to monitor as parents. And why is it important is, again, as I said, that, learning is real time. Learning is very interesting. It gets the child thinking. When I say thinking, it is also critical thinking, also helps the child in decision making, and at the same time is exposing the child to global perspectives. Very important.
Thank you, Sagarika, for your insightful discussion and elaborate. Here we have many more new friends. Let's say.
Postolash. Welcome, Postolash.
Welcome to Postolash.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Welcome to our.
I am from Romania.
Romania, good.
Hello, Postolash.
Postolash,
Hi.
are you from?
Romania.
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 From Romania.
Thank you
Good.
for joining our platform. Laila, please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Yeah.
Just have the questions. How can teacher best cultivate student agency?
Hello.
Hello.
Then because
Yeah. Can you repeat the question, Mamdas ma'am?
How can teacher best cultivate agency? Student agency. How can
Student
best
agency.
cultivate
Okay.
student agency?
How can you
All right.
cultivate or encourage student agency in the classroom? This is the idea.
Okay, right. A very good evening to one and all, and Patricia ma'am and all. I think it is good morning time. So we all are enjoying and experiencing the different weather, the different atmosphere, but we all are already on the same this virtual stage. That is for that. I would congratulate and I would thank Mamdas ma'am for providing this stage for the beautiful discussion which we are already conducting each and every Tuesday. So the question or the discussion for the topic over here is student agency and the importance of student agency in the classroom. You all will be agreeing with me that we all wanted to be wanted. We all wanted to be wanted. Why I say so? Because I will be waiting for my turn when Manda's mom is going to call me. When she says Sagarika mom, I will think that okay, after this my turn will come. Because I wanted to be wanted. I wanted I should be getting the chance. You think about the classroom. In the classroom, 40 or 36 students are already there, and 36 students will be having different capabilities, different abilities. Each and every student wants that he should be wanted by the teacher who is imparting the education. The student agency plays an important role nowadays because we have come to the digital learning. In the case of digital learning, we can easily say that we will be asking the children to make a project. On the basis of the project, how we are already helping them. Helping hand should be always been given by the teacher. Monitoring should be done by the teacher. How it is possible? We will be, just like Sagarika ma'am has already told now, there are different sources in the internet. We have to suggest which one will be better, where they can find out the answer, the correct answer, timeline, everything we have to say. If in English we are asking about the profile of a particular person, characteristic of a particular person, we have to tell that from which particular site they have to go through. So student agency plays an important role. As I told in the beginning, we all wanted to be wanted. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude. Attitude plays an important role. The teacher, if she thinks that traditional method is very easy for me, I will take the chalk, I will write on the board. I will erase it. Whether they want to write, let them write. You believe me or not, 50% of the online classes, if you ask the students what they have learned in the classroom, many of them are not able to give the exact answer. What is the reason for it? Because the teachers are not able to correct whatever they have written. There was no updating about the work they have done. So usually who will be facing the problem? The students. In that case, today's topic plays an important role. Student agency plays an important role. When students agency is already giving the chance, different agencies are giving the chance to the children to develop their capabilities. Surely it means that children will feel that we are honored, we are privileged, we are already being wanted by the teacher. They will be having the voice and choice. Second point I would like to tell is that voice and choice. The children will be having the voice. I don't know what you are already explaining. How many teachers are willing to listen that? Frankly speaking, no one. This is the clear picture. No teacher wants to listen that whatever she says is not understood by the student. If any student is telling that, we will become annoyed. Usually it happens because psychologically we want that whatever we say should be accepted by the student. They should not question. Voice and choice. Voice they will be able to raise. That means they are not going to criticize, but at least they can request the teacher. Teacher, I did not understand. Kindly explain it once again. We should not be the Hitler. We should not just like a Hitler. I am not blaming. Don't think that I am blaming Hitler. The teachers should develop the attitude to the students in such a manner that they should feel that the students are our customers. The students have to be satisfied by the teacher's attitude, compassion, acceptance, recognition, and suggesting them the best methods of learning. This way only the education can easily be imparted in whichever part of the globe. So the second thing I will be focusing on the choice of the student. Let the student choose whichever method they want to learn. Because as we all know that everybody's case is entirely different, talents are different, nature is different, behavior is different, family atmosphere is different, parents' education is different. So how can we expect that if we are telling that yes, this particular site is the best, or you have to depend only on chalk and board method, or you have to read rote learning only, memorizing the things only? No. Let the child invest himself in finding out the beautiful method under the monitoring of the teachers. That is why I said voice and choice will be helping the students to show their attitude, and that attitude will be helping the teachers to find out the ways by which each and every student in the class will be able to develop the interest towards learning. Then teaching learning process will be beautiful and the purpose will be able to be met, and surely the teacher will be adored and accepted by the student throughout. Recently, I was reading a letter written by one of my old students. So I was really feeling very happy, whatever he has written about me. Now he is doing his engineering course. So he has already been a student of my 10th class. So why the child is writing that? Because we are already leaving an imprint in the minds of the students. The teacher's duty is that we have to suggest the best method, not the same method for each and everyone. So there we are already lagging behind. Altogether, if we try to inculcate the habit of providing the best student agencies, each and every class, each and every school, they are having the libraries. Libraries are always there, but the librarian should also be an educated person. According to the taste of the student, he or she should know how to give the books to them. So many things when we think about the student agencies, so many things are there. Peer learning is also there. All these plays an important role. So in short, I wish to tell that audiovisual method, that is the best thing each and every teacher has to practice in the class. So we are living in the digital era. So we cannot ignore the role played by digital learning, and so also side by side blended learning is also required. Thank you so much for listening to me. I think Mike is not.
We can't hear. Is somebody
Yeah.
speaking? Can't be heard. Patricia, you're on mute.
Yes, I didn't know. Sorry, I
You're
was
on mute.
speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I said that what you, Sagarika, and Laila have said is very important, because we have to redirect our teaching aims and give the students what they really need. We are in the 21st century and we are still having traditional teachers who insist on teaching information that is old-fashioned, that is not needed nowadays. That's why students complain. So when we prepare students for the future, we are giving them agency, as Laila and as you have said. This is what is important today. And we should encourage teachers who are still thinking about changing their mind, that this is the way that should be followed in order to give the students what they really need. So as you see, we are all of the same mind. We are doing the same type of job in different countries, and this is great. We need to go on working like this, because this is the future for our students. Well, Mama seemed to be very, very busy talking with someone else. I don't know who would like to go on speaking about this. If you could mention any other ways of encouraging agency in the classroom. You can speak about your own experience. That would be great. Who would like to speak? Postolashes, we have never been here before, so you are welcome. Would you like to say something to us about your own experience in your country? Can you listen to us? Well, anyone. Yuresh, okay, you're welcome to say something. Oh, nobody wants to say anything. the three of us can go on speaking then. Your opinions are very important for us, because we are trying to share our teaching experience. Do you think that your own students are being prepared to become independent, to become autonomous? What type of strategies are you giving your students in order to become agentic students? Because this is important. We need to reflect on our own practices to see if we are doing the right teaching, if we are giving them what they really need. That's why we need to get together and discuss and reflect, so that we need to use metacognitive strategies when staff, all the members of one institution get together and discuss what they are doing, if they are doing the right things in the classroom, so as to give the students the right skills. So, and this type of meetings is a sort of reflection, because we are reflecting on what is important for our students, but at the same time, we are reflecting on our own practices, because after these meetings, we start reflecting what Sagarika said, what Laila said. Probably we could have talked about this, and I completely agree with her or with them, but we could change this or that. So the thing is to keep speaking and exchange ideas and enrich ourselves. Remember that we are learning together, and this is priceless. Who else would like to speak?
I would just like to add here, if that's fine with everyone. Can I?
Yes, of course. You're welcome.
Yeah. So this is also, I think we have to speak. So I was waiting for someone to at least add some more points to this. But any which ways, now that nobody's speaking, let me just put this thought to everyone. This kind of learning is also self-directed learning.
Yes.
And
Okay.
the child, whenever the child feels like, yeah, the child can learn, there is no time, the child is not time bound. Like, for example, if the child has to go to school and if the child has had a late night due to some project or something, the child is going to be dozing in the classroom. So if they themselves are agents of learning, and if they have so many other agents of learning, so I think, if the topic is just given to them that this is the topic that you really need to do, and at their own time, they can direct their learning at their own time, which whatever time just suits them, whatever their time they're comfortable with. Currently, children are all nocturnal.
Please, Sagarika, continue your space.
Yeah. So nowadays, children are nocturnal. I don't know if it's the same thing in your countries. I think they all love to stay awake in the night and study, and morning they prefer sleeping. It's this whole generation that I'm seeing with my children and their friends and everyone. So I think this is the time that whenever they're comfortable, they can just log in and they can just start. And that is exactly the reason why e-learning is taking up now a lot. During the pandemic, we really realized that there are so many e-learning companies which have videos and other experiential learning experiences, quizzes, and also opinion polls and things like this. So we realize that children take up to e-learning much more better than actually physical learning now. And because for only one main reason, because it is self-paced. They can go back and forth. They don't feel like they just switch it off. Again, they can go, when if they don't understand, they can repeat it again and again. Whereas in school, that repetition is not happening. So as Laila rightly said that, and as you also, Patricia, rightly said that we are in the 21st century with traditional methods of teaching, and these children are the 24th century children. So I think that's why they're taking up to the other agents of learning much better than actually our teaching learning method in school. That's a major finding now.
So why is teacher agency important?
Pardon?
Why is teacher agency important?
Teacher agency is important.
Why teacher agency is important?
You take it up, Patricia. Take it up.
Oh, no, you were speaking. Well, it is important because if we want our students to become agents in their learning, we need to be agentic teachers. Remember that we are torchbearers in transformation in the classroom and at school. So first of all, we need to step outside the comfort zone and to give the students the skills they need to become autonomous. Because when they become autonomous, they are able to solve problems independently. And remember that learning is a social process, and they need to be together in order to learn from one another. So agency then grow when the students are together, and this is important. When the school heads are agentic individuals, they try to encourage their staff to implement agency in the classroom. So this means that when everybody in an institution promote agency, this means that the quality of education in that institution will be increasing every single day. That's why it is so important. And when teachers are agentic, they give value to teacher leadership. Why? Because when teachers become leaders, they are able to help those teachers who are reluctant to change, because there are cases, especially this can be easily noticeable by teachers who are heads in their own schools. There are teachers who are always trying to innovate, and there are teachers who remain in the traditional model. Well, those teachers are not agentic. Why? Because they are always instructing students. So we need to think, what do we prefer? To be the sage on the stage or to be the guide on the side? When we are the sage on the stage, we take a central role in the classroom, and we show our knowledge through lectures and explanations. So she has the talking time all the time. She's permanently speaking. She does not give the students the opportunity to participate and discuss what they are learning. Some sessions before, I said that the students should have the opportunity to take part when the teacher is explaining something new, because there questions start. But normally they are asked to remain silent because they tend to say, pay attention, this is important. And the talking time is hers. I think that when students are given the opportunity to talk while she's explaining, I think that the knowledge will be enriched more easily. We need to be then the guide on the side. This means that we use our skills to engage students in first-hand learning. And in this way, they become agentic. That's why it is so important to be agents as teachers. First, we need to be convinced that students should become autonomous through being agentic. Only then we will be able to develop the necessary skills that they need. This is the way I think about it.
Thank you, Patricia. I have raised another questions. Do parents agency like teachers agency?
Do parents like?
Do parents need parents agency like teachers?
I cannot get your question. Do parents, repeat the question again.
Need to parents agency like teachers agency? Just.
Do parents
Parents
need
agency.
to
Need to
parent
parents
agency
agency like teachers agency?
See, if parents like teacher agency,
Yes.
well, they know nothing about teaching, so they expect the teachers, their children's teachers, to give the students what they really need. So I don't think that they can decide about this, because it is the teacher's responsibility. I think that the parents expect their children to be well prepared to face the challenges of the 21st century. And when they detect that something is not done correctly, they have the opportunity to have a conference with the teachers and speak about that. But I think that every year, when we start a new course, parent conference is important, so that they should know what their children are expected to do and what parents are expected to do too. Because remember that education is part of school, but it is also the responsibility of the children's families. So everybody is involved in this, and agency is also developed by parents, because when they detect that the students are becoming autonomous because of the way they are working, parents should encourage this autonomy, because this will help the students to become better citizens in the future. But now, at home, their parents discover that their children are able to solve problems because they are using the strategies the agentic teachers have taught them. And that's great.
Please, Laila, unmute your microphone. Just how can student agency be improved in the classroom?
Pardon? How the students?
How can student agency be improved in the classroom?
Because of the digital era, I feel the student agency has already been improved in a very drastic and fastest manner.
This is Dr. Sagarika Roy Bhatia, the author of the book Just Expressions, available on Amazon.
Sorry. I think by mistake. Let me just mute myself. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So I was telling that in this digital era, when we have already started online classes and all, student agency has already been taken place, a vital role. Because the situation has already arrived in such a manner that without depending upon internet, without depending upon the virtual platform, it is impossible for anybody to learn. Whether the student is an engineering student or BBA student, MBA student, whatever studies they are doing. Digital learning has already made a drastic change in the education that we have to accept. Most of the time we think that we have to live for ourselves. When we think we have to live for others, our mentality will be changed, our attitude will be changed, student agency will play an important role, and thereby surely that a particular byproduct will also take place. Byproduct here, I mean, the teacher will be imparting the education, and education will be, the learning will be passed on to the other generation also, or to the other people also, because we believe in that when we it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. So instead of blaming coronavirus, instead of blaming COVID-19, it is better for each and every educator to think how whatever is within us, whatever is available, whatever resources are available in and around, let me use that. So internet is already having full of opportunities. Only and only thing is that monitoring by the teachers, monitoring by the parents, that is also required. But I will tell only one thing, because the teenagers, they don't want to be always under the control of the teachers or under the control of the parents. Observation is always good, but too much involvement and too much restrictions will always harness their freedom. So we have to be very cautious, and we don't have to criticize them, blame them. Always we have to appreciate and find out the positive things in them, so that they will be able to develop their intellectuals and they will be able to present in the best possible manner, so that the change will happen in the globe at the earliest. This is what I feel. Student agency is a must, and it depends, truly it depends upon the willingness of the teacher, willingness of the parents, and mainly the willingness of the students also. For that, will and skill, both the things are very, very important. Then only success is possible. That's what I feel.
Thank you, Laila. Patricia, I have last question to you. What is the difference between student voice and student agency?
Student agency and?
What is the difference between student voice and student agency?
The first word, student what?
Student voice and student agency.
I can't catch the first one. Student.
What is the difference? What is the difference between student voice
Student
and
voice. She's saying voice, student voice and student agency.
student voice?
Student wise.
Student voice and student agency.
No, I cannot catch the first word. Sorry.
Voice, student voice. Patricia, student voice. VOICE.
Students wise. Okay. Well,
What is the
yes,
difference?
of course.
What is the difference
The
between?
student.
What
Sorry.
is the difference between a student voice and a student agency?
Well, student agency is when the students
Voice.
when a student's agency is when the students manage their own learning, and students wise is when they get information. They are, as far as I know, they am I right, Sagarika? This is what she means.
Yeah. You continue. Yeah, I think that's what she means. Yes.
Okay. They are two separate things. When the students become agency in their learning, they become long life learners, because they learn how to learn. And this is important because it is a skill that will last throughout their lives. That's the main difference. The problem that I notice, at least in my country, is that student agency is not taught at teacher training colleges. They are about to become teachers, and the students in general do not become agents of their own learning. And this is very important, because in the future they will have their own groups of students, and they will have to teach agency to their students. because we are in the 21st century. And as Laila has said, and Sagarika has also said, it is a very important tool. So what we will do in the future if trainee teachers are not prepared to take command of their own learning, they won't be able to teach agency in the future. So I think that we need to reflect on that.
Yeah, accountability of learning. Yeah.
Yes, it is very
Accountability
important.
of their own learning. Yeah.
Yes. But the thing is that at least here in Argentina, teacher training colleges are very traditional. I don't know what is happening in India or in Bangladesh. Are they traditional? They are traditional.
Yes,
That's the problem. It's around the world because I have been visiting different countries, and the problem we are having at the moment is that teachers are being prepared still in the traditional way. So a lot of instruction, repetition, and they do not have the opportunity to think critically or to think laterally. This means that creativity or the possibility of reflecting on their own learning, all these processes are not present. Metacognition, for example, is not present. And metacognition is the tool in the classroom. Feedback is not present because the feedback is always on the part of the teacher. And we should know that feedback is multidirectional. It should be teacher, students, students, peer, and student to self. Why? Because self-feedback is very important, especially when we are encouraging student agency in the classroom. The students should be able to reflect on their own learning, to detect if they are learning correctly, to detect what is done correctly, what is not done correctly, and in this way, they can make the necessary adjustments. But this information should be given at teacher training colleges because future teachers will have to work in that way. So I always say that any transformation should be started at teacher training colleges, but this seems not to happen. That's why we need school heads at that level, which are innovative, and they try to include 21st century skills. So this is a very serious problem that we are having here in Argentina, and I can see that it is general around the world, and this is not treated. So we go on. We have studied a new course this year, and it is the same. The students are repeating like parrots. They are instructed. They do not have the opportunity to become critical when they are learning or to use their creativity in different projects. Remember that we are having traditional teachers and innovative teachers, so the students are can detect easily those who are innovating. But when they have a traditional teacher, they have to follow their rules. They cannot invite that teacher to become innovative. So it's a real problem that we are having at the moment, as it is underestimated. I think that we should collect teachers who are teaching at teacher training colleges and talk about this topic. Why is it ignored? We are not preparing teachers for the future, not at all. We are trying to prepare students for the future because we are doing this in our schools, but we are not preparing teachers to teach students following 21st century skills and procedures. I think that this is a very serious problem we are having at the moment and should be treated immediately. I don't know why it is ignored, and we cannot depend on the government. It is something that we need to solve. It is a problem we are having at the moment, and teachers and school heads should get together and discuss this and try to find a solution, because students at teacher training colleges are asking for a different approach to teaching, because they know that that is not enough, that repeating like a parrot is not enough. And now that we are in a period of transformation in education, they can see the difference between those teachers who are innovating and they give the opportunity to think critically and creatively, and those teachers who remain in the past, teaching something that they won't be able to apply in the future. Otherwise, we are repeating the story, because these students who are studying like that will teach in the same way they were taught when they were young. So what's the use of keeping like that? I think that an urgent transformation at teacher training colleges is required. Do you agree?
Yeah. And more than that, excuse me, in more than that, in each and every part of our country also, different boards are already there, CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, all these boards, children are already learning from these different boards. Especially in the case of CBSE, I can tell that they conduct so many capacity building programs, resource persons are already there. When we attend these capacity building program by the resource persons, what I am finding in most of the cases is that those resource persons are also revolving on the traditional concept.
Yeah.
Traditional concept, if we are already revolving on that, the listeners, the teachers or the listeners, they will also take away the same thing only. Because my resource person has already told, because their brainwashing will be done. Brainstorming and brainwashing will be done. Because recently also I have attended is few capacity building programs, except very few resource persons. They were very much strictly following the traditional concept, Bloom's taxonomy, all this, it's good only, it is the basic of education. We all know that, right? In pedagogy also it is already been done. I accept that. But it is better when we are in Rome, behave like Romans. That's what I believe. Because
You're right.
Because it shows that we have learned in the traditional method, we cannot become we cannot conduct the one-man show again. That is not possible at all. We are not at all doing the justice to the children. The poor children, they're struggling, and they will be struggling a lot to understand, and nobody is there to take care of them. So, student agency plays an important role, and I hope that in the near future, surely these type of programs, those who are conducting, they will also give importance to the need of the hour, that is to create or to give awareness about the student agency. Instead of telling about the concepts only, conceptualization is good, but we have to move according to the need of the time. Then only we will be appreciated. Otherwise, in each and every country, we know very well that the teachers are the low paid people. What is the reason for it? Because I think, I don't know whether I am right or wrong, we are always in the same bullock cart situation. Bullock cart situation means traditional method, chalk and board method. We are not ready to accept any change. So those the teachers, just like now Patricia Mama has already told, the teachers, those who are doing the innovation, they will be always looked in a very critical manner. Why it is doing so? Why the class is making so much noise? Because in that case, interaction is required. Interaction can take place in different ways. So we cannot make the children to be silent all the time. They have to participate. The peer learners, the other people, they will interact, they will discuss. The noise will of course come. The administrators won't accept that. Then who will be the sufferer? Poor children. So we have to fight against that. Fight in the sense we have to fight for our right. The right way we have to impart education. That's what I feel. Digitalization is a must and it will be followed. It is not going to be erased from the education, the field of education. It is not possible at all because we are used to it and we are already accustomed to it, and it has become our part and parcel of our life. Even at this age, I am depending much and much on this virtual stage. So I can easily tell that what the small children, the teenagers and all, they will be having much knowledge whenever they will be using the student agencies for enlarging and improving their knowledge. This is what I feel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laila. Undoubtedly true. You are all of awesome speaker. From all of your discussions, I have learned that it is important to remember that teachers are lifelong learners. So we have to work very sincerely, make this teacher and student agency much stronger. Sagarika, does anyone say something about the today's topic?
Yeah, today's topic is very interesting, and I would also like to say that it is not just today. all the topics that you introduce on this particular platform are very, very interesting. And there's so much of deliberation between Patricia and Laila and myself, and at times then Shamshuddin sir comes in. So, the perspectives are very different, and because of the different perspectives, the knowledge that is the content of this whole discussion is very, very, very strong. And that is what brings me back to this platform against all odds. Like, for example, today being a Dhanteras day, also I'm here speaking because I really enjoy the topics that you propose, and all the content that is shared over here by all the people. So please keep these going on, and I'm happy to join you every time. And it's really a pleasure learning from Patricia, from Laila, and from other people also of this platform. Thank you very much, Mumtaz, for having us here. Wonderful. And I trust that we'll continue this every time. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your...
Happy
Patricia,
Dhanteras,
please.
happy Dhanteras, happy Deepavali.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
No, thank you. Yes, we are all learning together.
Our main festival, especially Sagarika Mama and all, they celebrate it with very pomp and show, because they request the goddess Lakshmi to bless them with prosperity and wealth. So I pray to God that let Sagarika Mom and the family members be blessed by goddess Lakshmi, and in the coming Tuesday we will be able to meet together with more vigor and with more strength. So I wish you very happy Deepavali and holidays too.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm also very pleased to be with you all, because we are learning, as I said before, we are learning together. And I hope that Mama will go on with this, because every topic is a challenge, and every time we meet, we are learning. So this is priceless. And I think that it is a good opportunity to share experiences and viewpoints so as to enrich ourselves. So I celebrate these meetings because we are learning. And as Matma said before, we are lifelong learners, and we are eager to learn. Every single day we are learning new things. And this is, thank God, that we have this opportunity every single day. And I'm so pleased to have you as friends. So thank you very much.
Same here.
Thank you, all of you. It's really nice that our teachers are very busy every week to make this program a success. Participant in the discussion enhance the success of the program. I think that now we will finish with your permission.
Okay.
Many thanks for making the program a success for long. Thank you, because today's 29th episode has been completed with your cooperation, with your sincere cooperation.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So we are finishing now, and see you next week. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Allah Hafiz.
Bye-bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Yes, Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Right.
Ali Hassan sir. Hello, Ali Hassan sir. This is Laila. This is my country teacher, Ali Hassan. Is from Bangladesh and Fani district.
We can leave now.
Ali Hassan sir, unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. Apna microphone ta unmute kore. Okay. আমি আপনাকে কিছু বলতে বলি নাই, আপনি বলতে পারবেন কিনা সেই জন্য।
Thanks.
He's unable to speak English, so I can't.
Okay, Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.
Allah Hafiz. Goodbye. Laila, see you next week and new topics.
Okay.
Really, I'm grateful,
Okay.
especially to you.
I will be always there. When you will tell, I will be always there. That is there. My pleasure. I am also learning. We are sharing our knowledge and we discuss. That is a very beautiful thing. This is the way to grow.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with her. And I know that you are an awesome speaker. Undoubtedly.
Oh, no. All are good speakers. We are learning each other from each other. That's really very good.
Thank you, dear.
All right.
And see you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Thank you,
God
ma'am.
bless you. Allah Hafiz.
God. Yes, Almighty bless you also. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.